Hey guys, welcome to 90% Knitting. This is episode 378, I think. It's been a while. In fact, it has been almost a month since I recorded last. Today is Sunday, November 14th, and according to my show notes that I brought up from the last time, I recorded on October 15th. Did I say October? November. It's November 14th. I recorded on October 15th, so it has been almost a month. That's crazy. I mean, I knew it had been a while, but I didn't think it had been quite that long. But it has been. And I would say the last month that we have not been in communication has largely been characterized by a lot of chaos. But thankfully, I'm on the downhill slope of that. Most of it's over, so things are back to just normal amounts of chaos in life. It's all good. It's all good. How have you been? I hope you have been really well over the past month. Let's see, what has happened? We've changed our clocks back, so here I am. It's probably about 4:30 now because I've tried starting this multiple times. It's 4:30 in the afternoon, and it looks a whole lot brighter on screen than it looks outside when I look at the windows behind you because it is snowing. We had our first snow of the season yesterday, which I'm super stoked about. I love this time of year when it just starts to snow. It makes me happy. My daughter is not so happy about it, but she'll survive. She lived in North Carolina for 6 years, and she got used to milder temperatures, and she's not all about this snow stuff anymore. Anyway, so let's see. We changed the clocks back. It started to snow. Let's see. Bill and I were away for a paddling weekend out in New Jersey. The last time I talked to you, we were getting ready to do that. I came home from that trip sick as a dog. I had a raging sinus infection, which then ended up triggering a migraine that then ended up triggering a 3-day bout of vertigo that had me so out of it that I could barely function, let alone work. Not good timing because I was super busy with work stuff at that point. And that also coincided with Bill leaving for a 12-day trip on motorcycle to drive out to Arizona to visit his sister. He was gone for almost 2 weeks. And he also ended up getting sick, but not until he was gone. So I'm not laughing at that. It was just like irony, you know. It's like, oh my gosh, I was trying to be so careful and not like breathe on him or near him when we got home from our trip so that he would be okay while he was gone. But anyway, whatever. So he was away for almost 2 weeks. I would love to say that I got to just relax and take it easy while he was gone, but that couldn't have been further from the truth because once the vertigo dissipated and I was able to function again, I had to play catch up and try to get all of the Winter Magical Holiday Countdown set stuff finished up. I had been in such a good place with all of that leading up to that, and then I got sick and I couldn't work. And so they did go out a little bit late. Thankfully, everybody that I heard back from about it was very understanding. So they are all shipped out now. Everybody should be getting them in the mail. The last of them went into the mail on Friday. So anyway, yeah, here we are. And I decided I would take these last little moments of afternoon before I lose my light and it just becomes dark, to talk to you because, again, it's been a while. Sorry. I've still got a little bit of residual sinus stuff happening, and apparently talking a lot is going to now make me cough, and I did not bring anything in to drink, so I will try to spare you. All right. I don't have a whole lot to show you knit-wise, but I do have a couple things, mainly because in this past month, I have barely touched anything because I just haven't had time, or I didn't feel good, or when I had time, I was too tired to touch anything craft-wise, so not a lot's gotten worked on. However, ever since I did get the holiday stuff finished up and sent out, I did manage to finish a pair of socks. Look, I finished my Halloween socks in mid-November. So this was my Halloweeny colorway on the Bounce base. It's just plain vanilla sock, and I had one finished before Halloween, and I was really optimistic that I'd get them both done, but that did not happen. And that's okay. They're fine. I'm going to put them away. They will be a nice, fresh, happy pair of Halloween socks for me to wear next year. I am very happy with how they turned out. Obviously, I did not do matchy-matchy. Like, the stripe widths themselves match up really well, but the colors do not. And I did that on purpose because I didn't want to wind off. Oh my gosh, I can't. Out of practice here. I didn't really want to wind off a ton of yarn to get to the next black stripe. So, whatever. They're fine. They're done. They're a finished object. And I guess they would count for my pigskin party stuff, which I've also fallen off the track. I haven't even been thinking about that. I'm sure I'll get back into it. But anyway, that is the only finished object I have to show for an entire month. Oh shoot, did I bring my other? I didn't. Hang on. Okay, I had to grab another project bag. And I took the opportunity to blow my nose as well. Because you needed to know that. Okay. So that was the only finished object. However, I'm also resuming work on my River Rocks socks, which I finished the first one the other day also. And this is the this is the Do-Si Heel Toe Do-Si-Do pattern by Litton. I do not usually do patterned socks, you guys. If you've watched for a long time, you know that most often I knit stripy socks. And I just let them do their thing in either a plain vanilla stockinette sock or a ribbed sock. But Carol from a Stitch in Time podcast was knitting this same yarn in this pattern, and I loved it so much that I decided I was going to be a copycat. So I am doing this, and I'm actually really enjoying the stitch pattern. I don't know, you can't, here, let me turn this a little bit. If I twist the sock, then maybe you'll be able to see the stitch patterning a little bit better. There it is. Isn't it pretty? I love that. And I love a good chevron. You guys know that. So anyway, I do have the first sock done. And the second one is on the needles. The cuff is, I'd say the cuff's probably about halfway done. Yeah, about there. I did wind off so I could start the second one of this pair in the same spot. So yeah, it's a fun pattern, very easy to memorize, and heel flap and gusset, normal toe. I did not use any contrasting colors for this one. I'm just knitting it all out of the self-striping. I did do some yarn management to get back to this color here after the heel turn. So everything's down the front of the sock is aligned properly. So anyway, that is a work in progress that I have actually touched. And then the only other one, this is going to be really quick, isn't it? The only other one is Emma's, my daughter's Halloween sweater, which she knew up front when I started it that it was probably not going to be ready for Halloween, and she was fine with that, thankfully, because it was not ready for Halloween. And it's maybe going to be ready for Christmas, and she'll wear it then too. But anyway, this is the Superstitious Pullover by Michael Shawn, and I'm doing the one that will have the hoodie. So, oh, these colors are showing up really nicely in this light, actually. So, okay, the yarn that I'm using is my Ridgetop DK, which is a non-superwash Romney and Falkland blend that I get milled for my shop. So this is the cast on. You can see it's really wide. It's going to have a hood attached the whole way, that the hood kind of starts at the front and goes around to the back. So that'll pull it in and up. It'll be fine. So anyway, it's got all these really fun motifs. So we've got, I'm using this sort of a medium gray. It's not one of my regular gray colors. I dyed it specifically for her sweater with toxic green as the spider webs. And then we've got bats. No, these are cats, not bats, sorry. Cats. Can you see the cats? I think I was on the cats when I showed this to you last. It's all bunched up, so they're hard to see, but you can kind of see the little cat's tail coming up here and his ears. He's crouching. I was worried that the cats really were not showing up super well, but Emma and I decided that they were fine, but I was not we were going to do the next motif, which is the bat. So we were going to do that in purple also, and we decided to do those in orange instead. So there's the bats, and now I'm on the spider webs again. So there will be either 2 or 3 repeats of spider webs, and then that's all of the graphics that I'm putting on this sweater for her. The pattern actually does have some other ones that you can use, but we're not. I can't remember if she wanted spider webs around her cuffs or not. If she does, I'll put them there. Anyway, it's a really fun pattern to work on. The color work is flowing really well for me. The colors are quite vibrant. I didn't have the brain space to work on it at all while I was really busy, and then while I was sick, so I finally just got back to it this week. So that's that. But it's coming along. All of the details will be on my project, in my project notes. I think I'm using a US 7 maybe for the sweater, US 1s for the socks, because that's my default sock needle size. I'm sorry, that was not overly exciting to show you, but honestly, that is all that I have worked on knit-wise, except I was working on samples there's the Winter Magical sets that I dyed. This year, they included a pattern, which I also designed, and I had one of the samples already knit prior to this whole month of craziness. The second sample was started, it was maybe a third of the way done when all the crazy stuff of the past month happened, but I had to finish it. And so that when I did have knitting time, that was what I was working on. Now, I did not bring my samples in to show you because the pattern is exclusive right now to the Winter Magical customers, the people who bought that set. And it's going to remain exclusive to them through the rest of this year, through this holiday season and Advent and holiday countdown season. Come January, I am going to publish it at large, so anybody who maybe does have an Advent set that they didn't use for something else might want to use it for that, because it is written for those kind of minis and everything. But I'm going to hold off showing it to you guys until after the 1st of December, because I figure by the 1st of December, anybody who did get it probably will have already looked at the pattern. The pattern went out with the last newsletter I sent everybody, so I know a lot of people have downloaded it already, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody who might be waiting until December 1st to look at it to see if they want to cast it on, because I figure by December 1st, I mean, mine aren't specifically Advent sets, so you can be working on them at any time once you get them. But I always kind of default to that December 1st date before I share anything that could be considered a spoiler kind of thing. So I'm going to just hold off. I will show you the samples of the pattern probably the next time I record, but not now. So, okay. What else? That's everything knit-wise. The Nature Mouse, the 2021 Nature Mouse, they're coming to an end. There's just a couple weeks left. The end of November is the end of the 4th quarter of the make-along, and this is the Sky segment. That's the theme for it. So all of that, I mean, you're welcome to still join in, even though it is going to be ending soon. All of the information for that, though, is in a blog post that is pinned at the top of the Fiber Nymph Dye Works blog. And it's also in the it's in the Fiber Nymph Dye Works Ravelry group. The 90% knitting. There used to be a 90% knitting group on Ravelry. It's probably technically still there, but we don't use it anymore. So anyway, yeah, you can find all the information there. I have so enjoyed doing this make-along. It's been fun to see everybody's interpretations and how they've fit their projects into the themes. And I know I mentioned not too long ago, well, at least a month ago, that I wasn't sure what I was going to do for next year, because quite honestly, I was feeling really tired and really burned out at that point. And I gotta tell you, I'm still feeling pretty burned out. It's the thing. But I do definitely want to do another program next year. I have a wonderful idea for it, what I think is a wonderful idea. And I need to write everything out and get all the details down on paper. This year's, though, will end at the end of November. I'm going to leave the form up, though, in case you finish your last project on November 30th at midnight your time, and you don't have a chance to input it into the, submit a finished object form for it. I will leave that form available to you guys for a day or two after that, as long as the actual making part is finished by November 30th, it'll still count. So, and then in the first podcast of December, I will announce the final winners, and I will have information for you about anybody who earned the full skein of yarn for participating with all of the necessary requirements for the whole year, how you'll get your prize yarn for that. So all that coming in the next podcast. The only other thing I have for you in the 90% section of the podcast is I do have a couple new things, because apparently just because I'm busy and don't have time to knit doesn't mean I don't have time to buy stuff. I got a skein of yarn with a mini from Knit Spin Farm, who creates some lovely self-striping yarn. And honestly, aside from the occasional West Yorkshire Spinners yarn or Patton's Croy, which, those are bigger companies, she's really the only indie dyer that I buy self-striping from, because I dye self-striping, but I really love her colorways. And this is Backyard Boughs, B-O-U-G-H. So it's a Christmassy colorway. So I think I will probably use this. I don't know if I'll start it in December. I don't know. We'll see. I do have my own holiday, yarny advent calendar coming. I did the indie dyer swap again this year. I don't know when that's supposed to ship. I haven't received it yet. So I will have that kind of mini yarn coming. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. So I may cast these on. I don't know. I did cast on that J.R.R. Tolkien Day yarn from Knit Spin Farm. Wow, back in September, because I cast it on Bilbo's birthday. And I have not worked on those in a very long time. So those are still going. Not that I have a problem having multiple socks on the go at the same time, but anyway, it might be fun to do a holiday thing specifically. So I have that. And then the other thing that just came in the mail, and it's funny because when that came in the mail, I totally forgot that I had even ordered it, because she always does her stuff pre-order, her colorways, so you order them and then they don't come for a couple of months, which is fine, because when I ordered, I know that's the case, but then it becomes a surprise because it comes in the mail. It's like, oh yeah, I ordered that. Oh, fun. And this was kind of another one of those things. It's the Shetland Wool Week annual book, which I ordered way earlier this year, and they finally came. They did have some shipping delays due to, shortages of materials and slow printing and slow shipping, and, the same thing we're all dealing with a lot of stuff. But it finally came, and I'm really happy. I've only had like one or two chances to sit down and flip through it really quickly. I'm looking forward to having just a couple of hours to sit with a cup of tea and just browse through it. But I'll tell you what, I love these annuals from Shetland Wool Week because, number one, the photos are always beautiful and it's just eye candy, There's a couple of really cute things in here, though, that I wouldn't mind making. There is this Farag cardigan, which is a really cute little lacy cardigan, which I think is adorable. I could totally see myself making that. Where's the other thing that I just fell in love with? Oh, there's a woven scarf in here. I don't know weaving, like how to read weaving charts very well, and how to follow a weaving pattern. Like all the weaving that I've done, I've just sort of done like my own thing. But this scarf. Isn't that beautiful? Let me see if I can find another picture of it. Nope, that's the chart that I don't understand. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so here's the scarf. I'll show you the same picture again. It's really pretty, and I would love to learn how to do this. I don't know if I can do this, though, on my loom. I do have a 24-inch Ashford rigid heddle loom, still not assembled, for those of you keeping score. I've had it for almost a year. Have I had it for almost 2 years? Oh my gosh, maybe I've had it for almost 2 years. I don't know. And it's still not assembled. And this calls for a 24-inch, I think, 4-harness table loom or floor loom or something. I don't know. So I'm not sure that I would be able to do it. Yeah, 4-shaft table or floor loom. So I don't know. I could maybe just kind of look at it and, be inspired by it, try to emulate it. Anyway, that's just something that's in there. There's lots of mitts and small accessories, shawls, cowls, things like that. Beautiful color work. But I'm trying to get to this one. Oh, here it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys are going to laugh. It's called the Lizzie Pinafore, and it's a little girl's pinafore jumper kind of thing, right? I want it. I want it for me. It's so freaking cute. And I was looking at the sizes of it, and if I doubled the body dimensions of the smallest size for the child, it would accommodate my body. I know it's not that simple. There's other things you got to take into consideration. But even if I just knit the bottom part of it, like that skirt part of it, I could probably fake some sort of top. So it's playing in my brain. But oh my gosh, look at this little picture. Look at that little girl with that sheep. Isn't that adorable? Anyway, so yeah, I love this book. And like I said, I just need to spend more time with it. But that's my other new thing. So anyway, that's everything for 20%, not for 90%. Oh God. Sorry. Way out of practice here. I do have shop news though, because the Winter Magical collection stuff is out, which means I'm finally able to do my first holiday colorways update, which was supposed to happen last Friday. And it didn't, because I was still getting those out, and everything got backed up after I got sick. So anyway, it's going to happen this Monday, tomorrow, which is the 15th at 5 p.m. Eastern. And it's featuring 5 colorways. 4 of them are ones that you have seen in the past, but they are ones that you guys really loved, and I try to put them in. So the first one is, I've got this whole bin of yarn here. This one, this is Holly plus Pine. I think I did this one 2 or 3 years ago now, maybe 2 years ago. I will try to put pictures up here also showing what they look like knit up, because I did not bring my samples in with me. So that's Holly and Pine. And then last year's new colorway was Sugar Plumbed, and oh my gosh, you guys loved Sugar Plumbed last year. Here it is. This year, the samples I dyed up on both Bounce and Mountain Tweed, but they will be in a whole bunch of other colorway or other yarn bases in the shop. But yeah, this is Sugar Plumbed, and here's what it looks like knit up. I dyed so much Sugar Plumbed last year. Oh my gosh, guys. Let's see, what else? Then we've got Cozy Mountain Christmas. I love this colorway, again, on Bounce and... did I say bedazzled? I didn't mean bedazzled. It's Mountain Tweed BFLs. Bounce and Mountain Tweed BFL are the ones that I'm showing you. Cozy Mountain Christmas. This is looking much darker than it actually is in real life, but the lighting is definitely fading now in here. Here's what it looks like. I don't remember if I have an actual sample of it, but here's what it looks like. This is how it stripes up. Okay, where are we? And then we have Winter Play, which was one of my color play colorways several years ago, and then I brought it back as its own winter colorway and named it Winter Play. I love this combination of colors, and it has also been super popular, and here's what it looks like knit up. And then new this year, I decided to go bright, which isn't necessarily what you think of for a Christmas color per se, but the inspiration is bright, and so that's what I decided to do it. This is called Ribbon Candy. Do you guys remember ribbon candy? I mean, it's still a thing because I bought some. Here's my promo picture for it. I have not knit up a sample of this yet, but these are all straight semi-solid colors in the stripe, so I was able to put up a mock-up of how it will stripe. I am going to eventually knit up a sample of it though. I remember both of my grandmothers, actually, both of their houses, there was always a dish of ribbon candy sitting out at Christmas time, and I was always fascinated by it because it looked so delicate and so intricate, and it looked like ribbon. It broke as soon as you touched it, but I just have such fond memories of that just being an element of Christmas in my childhood. And so I've had that as an idea to do for the holiday colorway for a while, and I wanted to do it this year. So thankfully the yarn does not break when you touch it. But anyway, so yeah, ribbon candy. I think that's one. It's a colorway that transcends Christmas and probably anybody's holidays involved ribbon candy. So I hope you like ribbon candy. It's a lot of fun. It's a 6 striping colorway. Did I already put up how it stripes up? This is the same striping pattern that I used for the current Pigskin Party colorway, No Place Like Home. I've gotten a lot of feedback that people really like that alternating wide and narrow stripe pattern, so I used that also for this colorway. I thought it was a lot of fun that way too. And it really does replicate how the ribbon candy colors are, because some of them have really wide stripes and then there's narrow stripes on the edge. It was a lot of fun. So anyway, ribbon candy. So those are the 5 colorways that are going to be in the shop update tomorrow night. They are all going to be on at least 4 or 5 different bases. I will say they're mostly on fingering weight and sport weight. I did not do any DK or worsted weight of these colorways this time. I will add some of those going forward, but I just didn't have time. And fingering is what is usually most popular, so I erred towards that lighter end of the spectrum. So anyway, those are going to be in the shop tomorrow. Wow, the light is definitely fading now, so let me try to hurry up. Then, moving forward, thinking ahead, we are not that far from Thanksgiving here in the US, and Thanksgiving weekend is like the biggest shopping weekend, which is kind of, you know, it's a consumerism thing, but it's also a really fun time because Small Business Saturday is that weekend and Cyber Monday, so online shops. But I'm going to be doing some special things over that weekend. Number one, that entire weekend, Friday through Monday, I'm going to be offering free US shipping for any order, not just for $50 and over. I am working on putting together flat rate shipping for Canadian and international shipments. I've not done that before, so I'm working out those details. I'm really hopeful that I'll have that in place by that weekend. I'll keep you posted though. But then I'm also going to have a whole bunch of specials happening, as well as I'm going to have more winter and holiday colorways going into the shop that Saturday. So Small Business Saturday, which is I think the 26th. No, it's the 27th. Saturday the 27th. Whatever that Saturday is that weekend. That will be a shop update day. Being a Saturday, it'll probably be in the morning. But again, stay tuned. The newsletter is the best way to find out those details, although I'm sure I'll probably be doing a podcast again before that as well. But I'll have some specials. I have a lot of things in the works for that weekend, so that will be the next thing going on in the shop. Also, if you are on the newsletter list, you will have gotten a newsletter a week or two ago about the fact that I had gotten a restock in of the Knit Ba Pearl stemless wine glasses and the Belgian beer glasses. Oh my gosh, I sent that newsletter out, and within a day, I think, almost all of the wine glasses were sold out. There was one left, and it just sold yesterday. So I immediately put in another order. Thankfully, they had them in stock this time because last time they were still waiting for theirs to come in. But I have another shipment coming. It's twice as big as this last one that I did, so hopefully they'll be in stock a little longer. So if you're looking for fun knit and fiber themed glassware for gifts for the knitters in your life or for yourself, you should be able to get those for the holidays as well. I do still have some of the beer glasses in stock right now, and the coffee mugs are in stock, so you can check those out. I also got in stock more of the holiday cards that I had last year, the gift tags, so those are all in the shop now, so you can be looking for those. Yeah, again, I would say just a reminder, sign up for the newsletter, because that is what will definitely get you information, especially if I don't have time to do a podcast before something happens in the shop. I've been trying to be better and better about using the newsletter to get news out to you guys. So anyway, I think that's everything for the state of the studio, and I'm just going to end real quick before we're sitting in complete darkness. 10%, the things that are bringing me joy right now. Well, number one would definitely be the snow. I'm so happy about the snow. Number two is the fact that I can now work at a more reasonable rate and I can relax a bit. I'm definitely feeling burned out. This has been a busy, crazy, chaotic year in so many ways. And we're at the end of it. And I know I feel this way every year, sort of. But, you know, it gets to this point and I'm always feeling like I can breathe a sigh of relief and slow down, and I'm excited to be putting my plans in place for what's going to happen next year, because that's a step forward, but without having to like work like a maniac at it right now. So hope springs anew that I can do things without getting too crazed. But you know, that's how life is. You're super busy, and then you can calm down, and it could be worse, right? Anyway, those are the things that are bringing me joy. I hope you have had things that have brought you joy since I've talked to you last. Please let me know. Are you enjoying your weather? Have you gotten snow yet? Are you doing any holiday crafting? I'm not planning to do a whole lot of holiday crafting this year. I had plans earlier and haven't worked on them, and I'm not going to kill myself to do things, although Bill did ask me if I would please knit a pair of socks for his sister, so I did agree to do that. She's got very tiny feet though, so they shouldn't take very long, but I have to decide what yarn I'm going to use. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to go because, like I said, it's pretty dark in here right now, and it's getting kind of grainy on the screen. So anyway, I will talk to you again in the next week or two, definitely by the first week of December, if not before. Hopefully before Thanksgiving weekend though, because I want to make sure that you guys know what's happening in the shop that weekend. Again, newsletter is the best way to do that. You can sign up on my website, fibernymphdyworks.com. There's a link up at the top. There's a link down at the bottom. You can sign up for the newsletter there. Anyway, have a great next week or two until I talk to you again, and stay warm. Oh, I didn't tell you what I'm wearing. I am wearing my Weekender pullover, which I know you can't really see it, especially now, but I'm wearing it inside out. The Weekender is knit, oh, I'm flashing you, to be worn with the reverse stockinette on the outside, and then it's got that nice slip stitch detail running down the front. I have not liked this. I mean, I liked the sweater when I first finished it, but I've just never felt super comfortable in it. And I don't know why. And then last night, Bill and I were going out to dinner, and I put it on, and I was like, eh. And I thought, I don't want to wear this. So I took it off, and I took it off inside out, which I hardly ever do with my clothes. But I did, and when I took it off inside out, suddenly the stockinette side was on the outside. I'm like, oh, I like it like that. So I put it back on that way. So now the body is all stockinette, and just the sleeves are the reverse stockinette. And I love it. It feels so much better on me. I don't know why. I guess it's just a personal preference thing, but this is probably how I'm going to wear it now. You totally lose that slip stitch detail down the front because it's just like a really wide purl column now, but I don't care. It's fine. I like it, and I'll wear it, and it's warm. So anyway, I meant to tell you about that like at the beginning of the podcast, and I forgot. So anyway, all right. See ya.